welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you're most definitely welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, you are also welcome. My name is Iniolua Ogusowo. I'm a YouTuber based in Ibadan. I film content based on lifestyle. I talk about relationship and I do vlogs. And yes, I'm very sure if you're familiar with this channel, you would know that I just had my birthday recently. So I had just been thinking about a whole lot of things I've learned and unlearned, and I just thought to like talk about the things that I've learned in my 20s so far. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 things I have learned in my 20s so far. So if this is the kind of video you want to see or you're interested in, please kindly stay by and let's dive right into today's video. So hi guys, welcome back. If you see me look down, I have my book here because this video is not planned. It's not like I planned it, but I just decided to think about the things I have learned and decided to put them down so I won't forget. And so I just decided to share with you guys 5 things I've learned in my 20, because obviously I am going to be clocking 30 soon, and there are a lot of videos I've watched about things you should know in your 20s, things you should expect in your 20s, and I just find out about them not quite long, and I felt like there are things I should have known before I clocked 20 or while I like my early 20. But then it's still good if I cannot like get some things right in my 20s. At least I feel I can do better in my 30s. So I won't say I'm really prepared for my 30s, but I would say I am looking forward to my 30s. So these are the 5 things I have learned in my 20. The first thing I have learned in my 20 is to put yourself first. See, I have learned to put myself first because I feel like nobody will love you more than you love yourself. I have decided to think about myself first in whatever thing I want to do, because I could remember while I was growing up, I make decisions for a lot of people. If you're familiar on this channel, you know I've talked about the fact that I was raised by a single dad. So I had to like make some decisions while I was very like while I was young, and it has affected the fact that I put people first and I don't put myself first. At times I think about people a lot. I think about my siblings, like, okay, what do I want to do for these people? How these people want to like survive this phase and all. So I get bothered about them too much that I've forgotten about myself. But this 20s has really taught me how to think about myself first. Then any other people can come back afterwards. It's not like I hate them. It's not like they are not worth my care or love, but then I feel like I should put myself first. Like, put yourself first. If you're in your 20s, it is very, very okay for you to put yourself first, because adulthood is something that would let you recognize your trauma. So when you recognize your trauma, obviously you would really want to deal with your trauma. So it won't make sense for you to now put people first when they had like a trauma you need to think about. So put yourself first, just like I have done. Like, I have learned to put myself first in whatever decision I'm going to be making, relationship wise, friendship wise, family wise, and all. Like, I have learned to put myself first. So the second thing I have learned in my 20s so far was how I had learned to, manage my finance and save more. Honestly, I remember when I was young, my dad had literally used to tell us to like cultivate the habit of saving. I save a lot like while I was young, but then I was thinking it was going to be very easy when I'm old enough, to take care of myself. Well, my dear, I won't lie to you, saving is not easy. Even you trying to like monitor your finances can be hard in your can be hard in your 20s. So I have learned to like manage my finances, know what I'm spending money in, all that are not necessary. I've learned to know my necessity from my wants and needs. So I have always I have made sure that, okay, if this is the amount I am making, obviously this social amount should be going to my savings, and it has really helped me. The rate at which I have saved lately has been like encouraging. So if you are in your 20s, I would also advise that you learn to save and manage your finances. Honestly, it has really saved me a lot. Even at some point I used to feel like I can't do it, but when I started managing my finances and I started saving more, it actually saved me a lot of stress. Because if you start working all these things that you think these men will get for you, you can get it. I'm not trying to make you feel like I'm not a feminist, but then, even if a man is going to be getting you something, you obviously need to like have like 50% of what you are planning to get. So if you can manage your finances, obviously you can go to your savings and spoil yourself. That's another thing I've actually learned to, take good care of yourself, take good care of your mental health. And if your finances is not stable, you're running from one debt to another, how do you want to like take care of yourself? How do you want to have like a sane mind? So I have also learned to like manage my finances and also save more, and it has really, really helped me. The third thing that I've learned is to do what makes me happy. Honestly, I remember while I was growing up, my dad is someone who literally like making decisions for us. Honestly, I know it was because we were young, but when I clocked 20, he started, looking like, okay, this is the kind of person my dad is. He feels like this thing is right for you. I know he means in a place of, love, but as time goes on, I have to like sit him down and talk to him like, dad, this is what makes me happy, this is what I want to do. If you don't know, I was once a basketballer. Like, I used to play basketball, but at some point I had to like sit down and feel like, okay, this thing is not making me happy because of some reasons that I would really like to keep to myself. This thing is not making me happy, let me just switch things and do what would make me happy. And that was when I find out that, okay, modeling makes me happy, due to the fact that I've actually always wanted and love to be a model. So I just switched to modeling and I've been happy. I know I'm definitely going to get married soon and I'm going to stop modeling. And I also like, I've also like make preparations for what I am definitely going to do after, modeling and all. And yes, that actually makes me happy too. These are things that make me happy. There are some decisions that I've made in life that actually make me happy. Sit down, set yourself, do what makes you happy. People's opinion does not matter. I'm not even talking about decision making at this point. At times, you need to do what makes you happy. If you want to have sane mind, you don't have to do things to like please people. Just like my friend would say, her name is Grace Ibong. I can't remember her surname. She's also a YouTuber. She talked about you not pleasing people. You don't have to please people. Do what makes you happy. Do what will give you sane mind. If that relationship you are in is not making you happy, just let it go. Like, just do what makes you happy. I have learned to do what makes me happy and is working well for me. I know there are some of these phases that would actually repeat itself in my 30s, and I'm really prepared for it mentally. Although there are some other things I don't know that will happen in my 30s, but then I'm looking forward to them, and I know God will help me and I will be able to tackle it. Don't tell me I'm trying to, jump to my 30s, but then since I could at least at some point could not make good use of my 20s, I'm looking forward to my 30s. Yes, I have some mistakes I'll make in my 20s. Maybe I will do a video on that if you really want me to do a video on that. The fourth thing I have learned in my 20s so far is that relationship, friendship, in short, people are seasonal. Like, they are meant to come and they are meant to go. If you have this thing in your mind, then you won't be stressing yourself. I have learned to know that 20 children cannot play for 20 years. It is normal. There are some friends are seasonal. Some friends are meant to be in your life at some particular time, point in time, and they are meant to live your life at a particular point in time. So if you know in your mind that, okay, these people are seasonal, it's okay for them to go, then you won't have any problem. But if you're stressing it, if you're pushing it, if you're how do I want to say it? I don't know what word to use. But if you're stressing yourself because people are leaving you, then you're going to have a lot of problem. I have learned in my 20s that it is okay for people to go. It is okay. Friendship wise, that friend of yours that is not making you happy, or that is making you do what you're not supposed to do, or that is not really contributing well to your life, is okay for them to go. Even if a friend just decided one morning and decided, okay, I'm definitely not going to talk to this person again, just know that it is seasonal. Then for relationship wise, it is okay for men to live your life. I'm not saying you have plenty men in your life, but certainly there are sometimes that you have some heartbreaks. If you do not sit down and think of, okay, yes, it's okay for these people to live my life because we're not meant to be together, it will affect you, because you feel like you're not doing too much. You start beating yourself, you start eating yourself real hard. But my dear, people are meant to come and people are meant to go. Some are like in your life to teach you lessons, both good and bad. So you have to know that it is okay for you to, like, know that people that are living your life are meant to live. People that are staying in your life are meant to stay in your life. So in my 20s so far, I have learned that it's okay for people to live your life and it's okay for people to stay in your life. And lastly, the number five things that I've learned in my 20s so far is that it is good to surround yourself with people of like minds. If you are in your 20s, yes, like people that watch our video would say, surround yourself with good people. I have learned to surround myself with good people. At my early age, in my early 20s, I was with like friends that were not adding value to my life. I will not lie. Although I'm at the point in my life that I don't even have any stable friend in my life, like stable friends. But people that are around me, I make sure that they are people of like minds. They are people that have the same thing I have in mind in their mind. They have the same vision as mine. They have the same purpose as mine. They have determination as mine. They are willing to, make the impossible possible. So I have also decided to surround myself more with people of like mind. So that's another thing I've learned in my 20s. So if this is the kind of video you're looking for, if you have things you've learned in your 20s, I would love you guys to share it with me in in my comment section. I want to know what you've learned in your 20s. If you're in your 30s, I want to know what you've learned in your 30s or what you're learning in your 30s, so I can have like an idea of what my 30s will look like. I know we are two different people, but then I just want to have like an highlight of what my 30s should look like. Although I already know what I want my 30s to look like, but then there's no how I'm going to be making all this kind of plan without involving God. I know God's plan is the best, but then I want you guys to also share with me what you've learned in your 20s. So we have come to the end of this video. If you have not liked yet, please kindly like this video, comment, subscribe, share to your loved ones that are in their early 20s, so they can, pick these points and make good use of it themselves. So I think by this short video that I've done, I am able to like let you know what I've learned in my 20s. So if there's any other video you want me to do, please drop it in my comment section. I'm definitely going to do it. If you want me to talk about it, like things that I've, like the bad things that I've learned in my 20s, like the hard lessons that I've learned in my 20s, I am willing to talk about it. So I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye.